on Newsy. Watch free national news 24/7. Rescan your TV antenna to find Newsy or stream live.
All right, right now, actor Johnny Depp is once again testifying in the defamation trial against his ex-wife Amber Heard. We're looking at a live picture video right now inside the courtroom of it happening today. Now, yesterday we did hear candid testimony about Depp's past substance addictions. He described violent encounters with Heard after their marriage took a dark turn. Now, during today's testimony, we expect to hear more about the former couple's serious and often violent accusations against one another. But the implications of this case for both actors could last far beyond the trial.
Joining Morning Rush is Stacy Jones, the CEO and founder of Hollywood Branded, which is a marketing and branding agency. Stacy, thanks for taking the time out for us today. So the ugliest of relationships was well documented before this case. So we have yet to hear from Amber Heard, but so far, how have the actors portrayed themselves during this trial?
You know, they both are showing themselves in ways that I don't think the public necessarily expected. We're hearing a lot from them that is a little bit more shocking, a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more inside the relationship than people were quite aware of.
And so on that, we've seen Disney distance the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise from Depp, and Warner Brothers recently replaced him from their Fantastic Beasts franchise. What does this say about his future in Hollywood, regardless of how the trial ends up?
Well, both Warner Brothers and Disney had absolutely no choice, right, to bid farewell to Depp. Anything touching on physical, sexual, drug, or alcohol abuse are absolute non-starters for family films, even when the role is being played by a little bit of a bad guy, which Depp typically does. And until the trial ends and for the foreseeable future, there's going to be extreme negative PR associated with hiring Depp. And the only viable options are going to be those bad guy roles in films targeted specifically to really adult males and a very international audience. Although he certainly is going to be at his most affordable right now.
True. So what about Amber Heard, probably best known for her role in the Aquaman films? She's not as big of a star as Depp is, but what is her prognosis in Hollywood? Will she kind of see the same fate as you just mentioned?
You know, they have very different positions in Hollywood, and they're being viewed very differently within the media as well. So Amber's going to continue focusing on her, rather burgeoning career as a future leading lady. She's in a very different damage control area than Depp. A lot of people are looking at her with more admiration, and in fact, her fan base has increased quite a bit.
What's been wild, though, is to see Johnny Depp's fan base, almost like kind of a cult following situation happening here at the courthouse. That's been interesting.
Well, yeah, and that's could, show what the future looks like, for him. But yeah. On a similar note, other celebrities have been embroiled in scandals. Mel Gibson, of course, has had relationship scandals, among others. Hugh Grant also publicly had some issues, but their careers have been somewhat revived in some cases. So why does it seem that all Hollywood cares about is whether or not an actor can deliver box office results?
Well, first of all, Johnny Depp has starred in over 80 films, and he's an institution to Hollywood. He has mission to Hollywood. He has made people billions of dollars. It's a very different scenario than most people, and it's only for the top actors who are out there. And, this is a really interesting trial because if he wins, this is something that is going to be impacting the future of the entire Me Too movement. If the victim's afraid of being sued for defamation by a more powerful or better funded individual, they're going to be less likely to come forward.